Hey, it's David here from Freedom Founders. We're just a stone's throw away from the new year. Just a few weeks out, we've got the holidays coming up. We have Thanksgiving and Christmas. And as much as there's been a lot of turmoil this year, which there certainly has, in fact, 2020 is likely to go down in the history books as an unprecedented year in history, at least in our lifetime. With the coronavirus, with the election, with all that's happened, and yet we still have much to be thankful for, do we not? If you're still here, if you're still breathing and getting up every day, then you still have an opportunity to move forward. In the midst of turmoil and trials and tribulations, winners still win. Now, it may take some time to get there. It may take some zigs and zags, but winners still get there. We've had to deal with the closure of much of the economy earlier this year, and it looks like we're going to have some of that again. Lockdowns, the virus has still not been abated. We still have some months to go. Vaccine perhaps coming up soon, but we'll see. There's still much to go through. You have to know how to succeed at your game. And whatever that game is, whatever your work model is, whatever your capital investment model is, you've got to understand what that game is, because not understanding the game as the rules change, and the rules change all the time. You can't use old models. Whatever you thought worked even a few years ago, last year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years ago, doesn't work. If you're utilizing advisors who are licensed, educated professionals in certain areas of expertise, but you're using them to build your model, probably not a good idea unless they're at the forefront of their tribe. If they're at the forefront, if they're thought leaders and moving ahead, you've got to look at how other people live and what their business looks like. And if that's not what you want to look like, then probably don't take all of their advice. Interestingly enough, in the recent election, which, by the way, still isn't totally decided, is it? It's still yet to be really seen, I think, and I'm not going to make a prediction here, but it's still up in the air. Pollsters, professionally paid pollsters, got it wrong. Now, I'm not saying that they got it wrong and that, again, that Trump is going to win the legal contest that he's laying out there. But what I'm saying is, at this point, the media has appointed Biden as the winner. But if you look at the polls, they had Biden way out in front. In some states, Wisconsin by 17 points. It wasn't that way at all. They were way, way off the mark. Professionals paid to do what they do at a very high level. So what does that tell you? Who are you taking advice from today? And maybe that advice is not so good. In terms of what winners do to stay ahead of the game, you've got to have a mindset that propels you past the majority and goes contrary to how the majority do their models. Most people want to stay in a certain lane. They want to stay along with the majority. They want to listen to what society and what their industry says. This is the way you do it. This is the way you behave. This is the kind of business you have. This is how you market it. This is how you see patients. This is what insurance you take. Whatever your model is, you've been told and dictated this is how you do it. And maybe you've made some little tweaks or iterations, but essentially you're following the majority path. And the majority path is going to be very average at best, mediocre. Doesn't mean you're mediocre. Doesn't mean the work you do is mediocre. I'm not saying that at all. You may be extremely talented, but you've got to have an infrastructure, a model, and also a visionary leadership about you that can carry you through some of the most difficult times. And the best thing I can tell you is don't do it solo. Don't try to go through these tough times by yourself. You may be smart, you may be rugged, you may be tough, you may be able to get through things, but you're not going to do it as well by yourself. Just like climbing a mountain, just like rappelling or going to the mountaintop, you want to do it with other people that have your back. You need to have a tribe. You need to have an inner circle around you that can give you that feedback, that advice as you're going forward. Good friend of mine, I'll just call him John, went through several years ago a 1,000-year flood in his area. A dentist, had multiple practices, destroyed his practice buildings, destroyed his house. Oh, and by the way, no insurance to cover that. 1,000-year flood. Didn't have flood insurance. Not going to have 1,000 years. What are the odds? What are the odds? What are the odds of a coronavirus? My point is, we can't predict and control everything. We have to be resilient enough to get through the gap of whatever it is, the recession, the downturn, the health crisis, the flood, whatever it is. And the best way to do that is have margins, have a margin of safety. In Freedom Founders, we call it your freedom number. What's that number that you have set up based on your family's lifestyle? What's the burn rate? What does it take you to live your life month by month the way you support your current family? Whatever it is, not judging where you live, cars, lifestyle, trips, school, you name it, right? What is that number? Now, if you can peg that number, then you know what you have to do to have assets, financial assets that can reproduce that number. In other words, passive cash flow is what I'm talking about. The financial markets, Wall Street, don't run by that model. They run by accumulation. Just build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. And then someday when you, quote, get to retire, you can start whittling it down over time. And, fingers crossed, if you had enough to begin with, you'll make it through. Not a good plan. We base our model, Freedom Founders, on having replaceable, predictable income, passive, that comes from tangible assets, real estate and or business. You can be active or passive. I prefer to be passive at this point in my life. I've done the active work, right? So you can transition, but that's the whole point. You want to transition from the active work you do to having passive income that replaces that. Now, it doesn't mean you have to stop working. It just means now you've got that margin of safety. So if there's another virus attack, or there's a flood, or you have a health issue, or something happens in your life that you can't produce the active income that you're used to producing, you've got the backup plan. It's the best way to go. So we talk about in Freedom Founders closing the gap between your freedom number and the actual assets that can reproduce that number. Closing that gap. You've got something to measure over a period of time and knock that down. Once you knock that down, then everything changes in your life. And you don't have to worry, like a lot of people do today, about another lockdown from the virus or something else disrupting their model, some outside external force, the government or insurance companies or whatever it may be that disrupts their model. You've got a game plan. That's the best insurance policy. While you still have insurance, that's the best insurance policy, to have replaceable income that's not dependent upon you. So keep this in mind as you go forward to the next year. What changes are you going to make in, number one, your thinking? Your thinking's got to start there first, and then what you do. How do you change how you think? You got to change your environment, who you're around. Maybe you ought to think about that first, and then start changing your model going forward. It's going to be an interesting year. Hopefully 2020 will be in the past very soon, and we won't have a repeat of it anytime soon. I wish the best to all of you, and just remember, stay focused on your future.